G'day viewers, I'm Simon Christie and welcome to 4-Wheel Drive TV, the show where we cover everything to do with 4-wheel driving worldwide. We've got another great episode, let's get cracking. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard.
Well, my father's father cleared the land with horse and axe, and he passed down his stories on the back of his broken heart. And he kept on telling his family for years that this country won't be there.
After our challenging drive up the hill, we had lunch. And it was absolutely bucketing down with rain, but we found this terrific old stony type construction, like a half-round rotunda. Great spot for lunch. We didn't have a fire, so it was a cold lunch and it was raining, but yeah, it was still good fun. In there was the mist from the trees, there was all the incredible, like the cloud coming in. It was a really sort of spooky type environment.
You got a factory rear diff lock, Andrew? We might want maybe Al to duck back around here and give us a hand. You're stuck on that mound, you didn't have your winch, and you start to think, well, you didn't even at the time have a shovel, so what would have you done? And that's what people have to think about. You come into these areas, you think my car's fine, next minute we've got some rain, and suddenly a mound you're stuck on and you don't have the proper equipment. So you've always got to plan for those scenarios, and as they say, plan for the worst case.
Well, what a day it's been. Raining right through the morning, raining across our lunch break. We've now come across the range back into sunshine. It's awesome, and look what we've found. An absolute monster of a hill climb up behind me. Ruts, rocks, slippery and wet. I reckon this will be a fantastic challenge. Let's give it a crack. First up to tackle the climb was Michael Johnson, the son of industry icon Alan Johnson from Piranha Off-Road. Running 35-inch Mickey Thompson TTC claws, and along with his front and rear ARB air lockers and race suspension, he definitely had the best setup vehicle and the most capable of tackling this type of hill. Michael hardly skipped a beat on this climb, making it look easy enough for others to have a confident crack. Next up was Alan Johnson in one of his superbly prepared Suzukis, in this case an Agile Vitara. Being super lightweight and running low pressure Federal Carraggia tyres, Alan made a meal of the track until he needed his rear ARB air locker. From there it was smooth sailing with a clear increase in cross differential traction engaged at the flick of a switch. Next on the hill was Sam Bowden in the ARB Hilux, and with both ARB air lockers engaged, he almost had a flawless run.
Got to one point, quite a steep rocky section. As with all things, try slowly first. If at first you don't get up, back down a little bit, perhaps a little bit more momentum next time, but that's always the safe way to go.
Miranda, as always, was keen to take on the climb, and with a steady pace aimed our Colorado 7 skywards. A relative newcomer to the scene, this mid-size 4x4 wagon has been proving its worth on the tracks, and with both ARB air lockers engaged, was making excellent progress. The 5-link coil rear end works a treat out here, but at the same point where both the Hilux and Vitara lost traction, the Colorado 7 was also slightly detained. A new line, a solid right foot and low pressure Mickey Thompson MTZs got Miranda back on track and heading easily for the top. Last to tackle the hill was Cameron Brown in the Brown Davis Ute, sporting MTZ muddies but only a factory rear locker. We were all keen to see just how far he could get. But it wasn't long before traction was lost and Cameron came to a slippery stop on the steep track. So his mean mother winch was called into action. And it wasn't long before the winching was done and we were all on our way. An awesome hill climb and a fantastic effort by at least half of our crew. And I have to say, very impressed with the Colorado 7. It's doing well out here on some of the tougher trails. Love it.
I don't know about you, Sam, but after this hill, I think it's time we start heading back to camp.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that first beer, a couple of nibbles. Nothing better than enjoying a whole day out four-wheel driving and then coming back and relaxing at camp.
Pretty much as we literally are entering camp, the sun comes out in all its glory. Perfect for us to get relaxed, kick back, just sit around a nice warm campfire, have tea. It doesn't really get much better than what we get to do out here. Catch us next week. We'll be in the Pyrenees doing more tracks again.
G'day, I'm Tim from Oricom. I've spoken before about specific channel uses, courtesy, and what certain channels are assigned for. One thing we haven't spoken about though is when you're out in the Simpson and what you should be doing out there. Now generally your vehicle does need a sand flag, so you've got that visual alert when you're going dune to dune, but really you should also be setting your radio on channel 10, so you've also got that audible alert. What you'll find is you'll get notification that someone's coming towards you or behind you many kilometres before you even see their sand flag. So really, courtesy, when you're out in that Simpson, make sure your radio is set on channel 10. You're out there in the Simpson, it is a remote location, you are going to have privacy on channel 10, but it really is important, it really is much safer for you all to be on the same channel. You'll get notification of someone coming towards you many kilometres before you see them, much safer. Good communication, it's really important out there. It's really important that you know about all of the safety devices at your disposal. One of those includes your local UHF emergency channel. Now in some areas channel 5 is going to be a monitored emergency channel, but as you go around Australia that channel can change from region to region. Up in North Queensland, emergency channel is channel 12. So really when you're looking at where you're going, part of your preparation, part of your safety preparation should be looking at what local channel, what's your local emergency channel in the area you're going to, and what etiquette you should be following when using that channel. I'm Tim from Oricom. Always make sure you get the best out of your four-wheel drive accessories.
Good evening, Four Wheel Drive TV. David Metcalf, currently at Land Cruisers Mountain Park. We've just wrapped up the 15th February event of the ARB Extreme Winch Challenge, and what a weekend. Friday night was uneventful apart from RGM having a nasty rollover on the first stage, but the way the vehicles are built, everyone walked out of it unhurt. Saturday, a multitude of different stages, some tricky, some not. 2 to 3 winches, some with 4 in. So very hectic weekend.
Hi, I'm Dave from Performance Exhaust. We used to be out in Ringwood, now we've moved to our new premises in Vermont, yet we're still looking after all the four-wheel drives in the area. Today we're looking at a GU Patrol and an 80 series Land Cruiser, and they've both got very different issues that need to be sorted out quickly. With your exhaust system on your car, you need to keep it properly maintained to make sure you don't get dangerous fumes into the car and you keep your fuel economy. Being under the car, it does cop a lot of abuse from four-wheel driving, and because it's hidden, you don't always know there's a problem. Now let's lift this GU up on the hoist and we'll have a look at the issues that's on this car. So the GU's come in and complained about a bit of noise. We found on this GU that it had a crack in the extractors. We removed those, welded up the cracks, sorted them out and got them up to standard. We've refitted them. Then we moved on to the cat converter and found that it had been emptied out or blown apart. So we'll put a new high flow unit in there. And then we've replaced the exhaust system with a high flow, manual built heavy duty four-wheel drive exhaust with a heavy duty muffler. This gives it a nice sound and also a high flow, which will result in good economy. They're made with heavy duty tube, thick walled mufflers, made and braced to suit four-wheel driving. We go to the extra effort of making sure they fit the jig and they're tucked up out of the road so they won't cause any harm when you're four-wheel driving. This 80 series Land Cruiser, the owner has backed into an embankment and caused a bit of drama. So we're going to sort it out and get it fixed up pronto for him. We've had a good inspection of the car and we found that he snapped the tailpipe off and it's a bit of a problem allowing exhaust fumes into the car. He's complained about getting gassed out while he cruises down the highway, so we need to fix it up straight away. It's a pretty straightforward job. We just need to weld to the system and sort out a new tailpipe for it. As you can see, we've completed the repair on this 80 series. We've made up a new tailpipe out of good quality steel. We've fitted up an LPG heat shield to make sure the car complies, and now the car has no fumes going into the vehicle causing problems. We've kept all the bends up nice and high. We've made new mounts to make sure it's secure. We've got a nice outlet angled correctly for the right departure angle. This car's now finished and ready to go forward driving. Like all components on your four-wheel drive, you need to make sure they're maintained well to give you hassle-free forward driving on your weekends off. And if you're not sure what you're looking for, bring it to an expert who will give you a free inspection. Now both rigs are done and they're ready to go back on the road again and out forward driving. I'm Dave from Performance Exhaust. Thanks for watching.
G'day, my name's Dale and this is my 2008 Isuzu Dmax. The mods I've done to it so far is X-Rocks bar and a snorkel with a uni filter. Done a 45mm lift on it and suspension in there. Got a dual battery system, little Oricom radio in there for keeping in touch. Normally go down the beach, down Goole Way. Have been down to Robe, down in the southeast of South Australia. Really keen to get up north and get in amongst the Flinders Ranges and do some of the desert out there as well. Pretty keen to get out into the Simpson and I'd love to give a big red a crack in it as well. Left South Australia at 5 AM this morning, but it was well worth it. Great to get out and amongst it in Victoria. It's beautiful over here.
For details on the next Your Rig trip, keep an eye on the 4 Wheel Drive TV Facebook page. But for those selected, each weekly winner takes home a Berrima Diesel cap, a Wild Deer and Hunting Adventures magazine, a Dirt Comp magazine, a copy of Blitz magazine, a Manel Motors stubby holder, a Mean Mother stubby holder, a Mean Mother coffee mug, a U-Fix-It windscreen repair kit, an emergency ration of gear oil from 360 gearboxes, a complete Donaldson diesel fuel filter kit including chassis mount, a plug-and-play Narva driving light harness, a serve of Sanitarium Up and Go, a stubby of Bundaberg ginger beer, a Narva pocket LED light, a SolarPod USB solar charging device from Roller Solar, a set of the legendary Smart Scissors and a knife sharpener from our friends at Keesler, a complete Oricom tradie kit featuring 2 UHF radios, charging stations, microphones and batteries, a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's basting, marinating, tasting and dipping sauce, a pair of the innovative expander pegs, a pair of large 4-wheel drive TV stickers, one of the new ARB Airlocker t-shirts, an ARB jacket, a pair of ARB socks, an ARB cap, and it's all neatly packaged up in an ARB cargo gear carry bag.
I'd like to thank Simon and Miranda for getting us out into Victoria. I'd like to thank the sponsors and fantastic prize pack as well.
Saturday night we had a big get together and it was so good to see a lot of old faces from the very first ARB Extreme Winch Challenge. You haven't seen these people for a long time, so it was real good getting back together again. Sunday, we've just finished 2 stages here. Event free, apart from people not being able to read some maps. So I'm quite sure I'll hear about that this afternoon. It was a great weekend. I'd like to thank the sponsors, ARB, the naming sponsor, who supported this weekend by XD Clutches, Superior Engineering, ASL Lights, Dynamic Wheels and Tyres, Mickey Thompson Performance Tyres, and for sure I've left someone out, but no, it was a real good event, so thanks to all, and a big thanks to my officials and supporters that came out to Land Cruiser Mountain Park this weekend.
Hi, I'm Andrew from DP Chip Berrima Diesel. Well, here we are. We've had an enormous 3 days up here at Mount Seaview. And we brought our trusty new Nissan GU 3 litre Patrol. We've been some amazing trips up and down the hills, through gullies, mud holes, the whole lot. And it does show with a bit of care and experience as well, you'll be able to get through with minimal damage. But it is still a nice new vehicle and we still have come out with some damage. We've clipped up a few times on this rear corner and of course we've ended up breaking the blinker. When it comes to extra safety and probably minimising damage, nothing beats some of the protection gear. A lot of people sometimes get critical, oh, I've got to have all this gear. Well, look, it depends, you know, if you're just going simply around, it's not a real problem. But we came off-road, we went into some normal sort of forestry tracks, and we did get hooked up a few times. Clearance probably from suspension, just being standard, and obviously overhang clearance when you start looking at the bar. So in this instance, a rear bar certainly would have made quite a difference so that we could have come off rocks, probably scraped on a bar but not done this sort of damage. So it's a good reminder to people, you've got to be very careful or prepare your vehicle with the right equipment.
Hi, I'm Jed Bramley and today I'm at the Superior Engineering Short Course Racing, an hour north of Brisbane. This is my trophy kart. It's got a 200cc motorbike motor in it, 5-speed sequential gearbox. It's got 16 inches of suspension travel all round. It does about 90 k's per hour, top speed. Yeah, it's a good little box. I did Wayville race with the monster trucks, Monster Truck Rumble. I've done the Trophy Kart Celebrity race down in Barmer, Loveday 4x4 Park. And I've done Dirt Wars Trophy Kart as well at Loveday 4x4 Park. Yeah, with the class we try to keep it all standard so it's down to the driver, so we can't mod the cars at all. We ran shocks on but no big bore shocks or bypass. There's Milberdale Trophy Kart race coming up soon. There's Fink Desert race coming up soon which I'll be racing at. And yeah, big thanks to Full Drive TV for coming out and talking about my rig. Huge thanks to Trophy Kart Australia, Lucas Oils and Off-Roading Online.
Well, unfortunately, the end of this week's episode of 4 Drive TV, but remember, we're back next week, bigger and better. In between, jump onto 4drivetv.com.au or visit us on Facebook. We give away stacks of prizes. You can keep up to date with what the crew is doing, and there are always stacks of photos. I'm Simon Christie. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard. I'll see you next week.